This is no scam, it's straight facts. Hey everybody, it's your girl MV Goldie and I'm back with another video. And in today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys how I saved $10,000 working minimum wage. This is no scam, it's straight facts. I didn't put a time frame on it just because I'm not really sure how long it took me. But if you want to save $10,000 while working a minimum wage job, stay tuned. Before we get into this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, tell a friend and tell a friend. And without further ado, let's get into this video. For me, personally, I live with my mother. I'm lucky enough to have a mom who lets me live here, go to work, save my money. So for me, I'm going to tell you guys how I did it for myself. I'm going to tell you guys other tips that you can use to save $10,000. Personally, my story, I live at home with my mom and I go to work. I have a full-time job. Even though I don't make a lot, my job is full-time. So I pay for my car insurance, my phone bill. I pay a little bit toward the rent. Expenses are maybe around maybe $500 a month. So I break it up bi-weekly. I don't take the whole $500 out of one check. You can do that, but I like to do if I have to pay $500 a month, I like to split it between $250 from one check and $250 from another check because I get paid bi-weekly. So I like to split it $250 from one check, $250 from another check, just so that I don't have to struggle one week, if that makes sense. After I exclude my bills, so if I have to take $250 out of one check, then I can get a visual of how much money I'll have left over. So let's say my check is $600. I take out $250, so I have $350 left. I'm not going to spend the whole $350 to hold me over until my next paycheck, which is 2 weeks later. Instead, I like to try to save at least half of my checks. If I can't do that, I like to save whatever I can. If I can save $100, if I can save $200, if I can save $50, anything is better than nothing. Like I said, my job is full-time. So I like to pick up hours. I pick up shifts. I go overtime. You can try getting 2 jobs and just working as much as you can and saving your money. So if you can't save, whatever you can save from your paycheck is wonderful. I like to aim for at least $100 every time I get paid. Now, due to coronavirus, since I am an essential worker, I like to try to save at least $500 per paycheck because I'm picking up a lot of shifts. I'm working a lot of overtime, so my checks are enough for me to save that. Also, I cut out all unnecessary spending. Before, I used to spend so much money on gas, so much money on food. I used to try to go out with my friends and have fun and pay for this, pay for movies, bowling, roller skating. Ever since this quarantine, I've been saving so much money because I can't go anywhere, and I've learned it really taught me self-control. It taught me that you can go out and have fun without spending money. So I cut out all of my unnecessary money spending on food, money spending on clothes, money spending on nails. I do my nails at home now. All the excess money I spend on unnecessary things, I just cut all that out. Before we go any further in this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Did you do it? Oh, you didn't do it yet? Okay. How about now? Okay. So anyway, let's say you like to buy a pair of sneakers every time you get paid. That's at least $100 that you're throwing away. That's $100 that you can be saving, putting towards something important rather than trying to spend it on a pair of shoes. Not saying that you should just go to work every day, pay for your bills, and not do anything for yourself, because that can get discouraging. I used to do that. Last year when I worked at a job, I used to do that all the time, and I realized that I was never happy, because why am I going to work all the time if I'm not seeing the money, if I can't do anything for myself? So I started to, get things for myself in moderation. If I wanted to buy a pair of shoes, I would buy a pair of shoes 1 month, but then I wouldn't buy it every time. Once in a while. Treating yourself is fine once in a while, but over and over again, that's gonna pose a problem. Also, before I used to make a plan. Now I've been doing it for so long that I kind of already know my routine, but when I was starting out, I would make a plan. in my head. So I would be like, okay, so initially my goal was to save $100 every check. So if you save $100 every check and you get paid twice a week, that's $200 a month that you're saving. So by the end of the year, you would save what, $2,400, $2,400. So if you can do more, obviously your end result will be a lot more money. Also, when I say I want to buy something, I calculate it for hours worked. So for example, if I want to buy a pair of sneakers and the sneakers cost $100, I think about how long I would have to work to make that money back. I want to buy a MacBook so I can edit my videos. A MacBook is about $1,500. So I sit there and I think, how many days will I have to work to make this money back? And I think, is it worth it? So again, if you want to buy something that you feel like, oh, like I really want to get this, and you think about how much you'll have to work to make it back, it will really show you whether or not that purchase is worth it. I really want the MacBook because it'll help me with my YouTube videos, and I think for myself the purchase is worth it, but I'm not in a hurry to get it. I'm not gonna rush and just take all my money and go get it, and then now I don't know what to do. I make a plan before I do things. Make a plan before I spend, especially large amounts of money. Another way to save money is to just cut out little things that you don't really pay attention to, but they add up. Like for example, if you take money out of ATMs and they charge you that surcharge fee, you can cut that out by just going to your bank and paying and getting the money out directly from your bank, so you won't have to pay that extra fee. All this money, even though it may only sound like $3 or $4, it adds up over time. Also, if you have a credit card and you owe money on your credit card, try to get your credit card balance to 0, because when you owe money, they take interest, and that's extra money that you don't need to be spending, especially if you're trying to save. I used to do this about a year ago until I made my own method up, but this method was very helpful. It's 50, 30, 20. So 50% of your paycheck should be spent on your bills, especially if you live on your own. I know you probably can't save as much money as I do by living at home, but if you live on your own, take 50% of your paycheck and put it towards your bills. 30% will be towards your wants, so if you want to get something for yourself, and then the 20% will be savings. When I did this method, the 50, 30, 20, I would do 50% for my savings, 30% for my bills, and 20% for my wants, because I didn't feel like buying things that I wanted was that urgent. So, and again, I live at home, so I can save more money than maybe someone who lived on their own could. And you don't have to do 50, 30, 20. It just has to add up to 100. But if you want to do 60, 20, 20, that's fine. If you want to do 40, 30, 30, it's whatever. It's totally up to you. But the 50, 30, 20 I think was very helpful. If that meant I only had $100 for 2 weeks to spend, then that's what that meant. It just gets easier as you keep going to learn and realize, find a method that works best for you with your income and, you know, your situation. But when you're starting out, I think the 50, 30, 20 rule is very helpful, very, very helpful. I'm not sure if I really explained everything in this video correctly. If you guys want me to do an updated video, maybe go more in depth about how I save my money, feel free to comment down below and I will definitely do that for you guys. And this is the end of my video pretty much, so thank you guys for watching. Again, before you leave, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and tell a friend, and I will see you guys in my next video.